So you or your level designer laid out beautiful roads in your game environment, but your AI is simply ignoring it. I can show you how you can get easily from this to this, where your AI will follow your roads automatically and very easily. First things first, we make a new blueprint and we look for the Nav Area class. For this purpose I call it Nav Area Path. Then we open the blueprint, and for the default cost we set a low value. For test purposes I will choose 0.1, but you might want to balance it for your game needs. Then we also change the color to something that we can easily recognize in the level. Next, we make another blueprint, just a simple actor this time. I call it BPAI Path Spline for our purposes here. In this blueprint, we add a spline component and a spline Nav modifier. On the spline Nav modifier, make sure to set the area class to the Nav area we just created. Once back in the level, make sure you have a Nav mesh present by pressing P. If you can't see anything, make sure you have a Nav mesh bounce volume in the level, and if still nothing shows up, make sure to build paths. Then we place our spline actor in the level, adjust its height a little bit so it can affect the Nav mesh, and stretch it out. Now you can see where the Nav mesh gets modified with our spline component, reducing the cost of this area for the AI. Obviously this is way too big, so we change the spline extent to something more reasonable, like 50 centimeters. In this highlighted area, in the color we chose in our Nav area, the cost for any AI pathfinding will now be reduced and they're more inclined to use this area to path to their target, basically encouraging it to stick to any roads that we highlight with this. You can modify and play around with the spline how you would with any other spline and easily adjust it to any kind of shape you need. I would encourage you to turn off navigation while you edit the spline, because it can get a little bit laggy if your Nav area is very big, to keep updating the drawing of the Nav mesh while you're adjusting the spline. Once you have laid out all your splines to represent the roads you have in the level, it should look something like this. Now if we send our AI on the merry way towards the target, you can see that they much rather stick to the roads that we highlighted for them, without any other setup or scripting. The nice thing about using a Nav modifier, which changes the cost of the Nav mesh in certain areas, encouraging our AI to follow it, instead of, let's say, hard script where an AI can and can't go, is that if the path is ever blocked for any reason, for example a game event or a grieving player, the AI can simply navigate around it and then stick to the path again once it is free, allowing for much more dynamic and less error-prone game behaviors. Alright, that's all for today. Happy game deving!